A lot of women who are nearing the end of their pregnancy want to know what they can do to induce labor naturally. Before going into a few things that you can do on your own, I'd recommend talking to your doctor and seeing what their plan is for you. Because every pregnancy and mom is different. And so there are some medical conditions that may play into things. And basically you need to realize that you have no control over what happens. Your body is going to do what it's going to do. And once you get to the hospital, actually your baby determines much of what will happen. And so the best thing to do during the whole process is to keep an open mind. Towards the end of your pregnancy, your body will naturally prepare for labor. Your cervix has to ripen, and that's kind of a funny term because that's what we think of when we think of fruit, but it's actually just like what would happen to a cantaloupe. You think of a cantaloupe that you may have eaten that's, crunchy, bitter, green, and that's not ripe. And compare it to a cantaloupe that's juicy and succulent and sweet, and that's like a cervix that's ready for labor. So your body starts to secrete hormones called prostaglandins towards the end of your pregnancy that act on the cervix and prep it for labor. It does things like actually move your cervix forward in your pelvis, soften it, and cause it to thin out. And then your brain will release a hormone called oxytocin that acts on your uterus and tells it to contract. And then once your contractions start to become regular and intense, then this could cause your cervix to start to thin out, continue to thin out, and open up or dilate. This is the natural course that your body will take, and once you're past 37 weeks, you're considered full term. And if you start having regular contractions, then you want to bring them on. What can I do to, help my body go into labor? If you start having regular contractions, the best thing to do is increase your activity. Go for a walk. If you've been exercising regularly during your pregnancy, exercise. And these things will help the contractions increase in intensity and frequency, hopefully. A couple of other things to try. Intercourse actually can help prepare your body for labor. Semen is a prostaglandin, which is the hormone I discussed earlier that acts on the cervix and helps ripen it. And nipple stimulation causes the release of oxytocin from your brain to help you contract. So those are two things that you can do to try to induce labor naturally. There are some things that you'll want to avoid. A lot of people out there will tell you to drink castor oil or try other over-the-counter remedies to help induce labor, but you should avoid all of those things because they've not been proven to be safe, and in some cases we do know that they can be dangerous for you and your baby. So avoid all of those things and know that your baby will come eventually, and if you have any questions specifically about your pregnancy, consult with your doctor and ask them all of your questions. If you have any questions for me though, feel free to ask them on our Facebook page and recommend us to your friends and family too.